A Singapore Central Bank chief says the Monetary Authority of Singapore has moved fast to tighten policy, but it is too early to declare victory over inflation. Ravi Menon spoke to me and my colleague Tang in a wide-ranging interview.
Generally, they're very good at fighting crisis. I think they've all learned their spurs. We have our own small victories during COVID-19 and our own management of the global financial crisis. Where could they have done better? In hindsight, I think many believe that central banks kept policies too loose for too long. In other words, the crisis is over, but it's not completely over. There are always weaknesses, and you just keeping those crisis measures in place. In Singapore, we didn't do that. Both fiscal and monetary policy, we withdrew. And people complained, no, we're not out of the woods yet. Yeah, but you're almost at the edge of the forest. If you don't withdraw now, you're going to get trapped into this for longer, and that creates its own distortions. And I think when you keep rates so low and then you have a surge in inflation, there's a lot of catching up you need to do, which is what happened. So I think not just the central banking community, but all the economists, private sector, media, everyone got it wrong. We didn't expect inflation to surge so much. The unusual confluence of factors. That was actually because monetary and fiscal policy was so strong during the pandemic. People had a lot of money. Balance sheets were very strong. Pent-up demand was unleashed on a scale that nobody expected. Then the war broke out in Russia and Ukraine. So you had a double whammy effect on inflation, and I think most central banks caught by surprise. Thankfully, we moved earlier. I wouldn't say we had perfect foresight, but our method of operating is, well, the crisis is over. If things are gradually normalizing, let's build up buffers, be prepared for anything that goes wrong. So we started early in normalizing monetary policy. So I think that has helped us. But to their credit, I think the other central banks, once they realized what was going on, were very swift in hiking rates. And what we've seen is the most rapid pace of monetary policy tightening in decades, in 50 years perhaps. And I think that has helped to turn the tide. And I think the last thing I would say is, in their favor, they've done this in a way without plunging the economies into recession. So I think they've managed it pretty well. I'll end off by saying, just as it is for MAS, too early to declare victory. Inflation has not been tamed yet. It's moving in the right direction. The economies have slowed down, escaped recession so far. No guarantee that will be the case next year. So I think they need to be on guard. Before you write the final chapter of how well they've done, I think you have to wait till 2025.